So quite a few people recently have asked makeup advice, and I've been able to really help them do a colour match and really go through the really amazing makeup range that we have here with Tropic. And I always do with everyone who not just purchases from me, but meets me. I always say you've got access to me for life, whether you want it or not. No, if you don't want it, that's fine. But basically, that just means that you get the follow-up care and the aftercare from me, and I will always guide you through the process. So part of that is when people purchase makeup, is actually guiding them and help them through it. And I've had so many people who've had colour matches with me recently, and I've been able to guide them through makeup, that I wanted to share this with everyone and say, look, this is how you can use it. So anyway, I hope this is really, really helpful. If you're watching this and you are keen to know more about the makeup, just comment below saying makeup, and I will guide you through a really good colour match for your skin, kind of what sort of look you're looking for, and then kind of go from there and guide you down the correct route. The kit I'm going to mainly talk through tonight is the Radiant Complexion Kit. It covers the amazing Liquid Radiance Foundation. Now, this is a serum, kind of like adaptogen type of foundation. It's amazing. It's got hyaluronic acid in it, which basically kind of hydrates the skin and plumps the skin. It's got ceramides in it, which basically replicate the skin's lipids to make it look more kind of like plump and youthful. And it's also got the things in it that kind of work with environmental stressors and help protect our skin from the environment. So it's not just a foundation that makes our skin look good, and so many people are like, oh, my skin's glowing when I'm wearing this. It doesn't just make our skin look good, but it's also helping our skin as well. So often, so many foundations people use, they love, but they go, oh, my skin, it just doesn't work with my skin, and we all know that. And we know that actually foundations don't always help with our skin, so it's so refreshing to find a foundation that looks amazing and actually our skin's like, yes, as well. So I'm going to show you the kit. So the kit comes with the amazing Liquid Radiance Foundation. It comes with a concealer, and you get to choose which one you want, and I'll go through that in a minute. You get the Soft Focus Setting Powder. You can change to the mineral powder, but again, I'll guide you through people who would want to do that. Essentially, if you're not too worried about setting, and the mineral powder will set slightly, but if you're not worried about too much setting and you want more coverage, go for the mineral. Other than that, go with the Soft Focus. I would recommend most people start with the Soft Focus. Actually, everything in Tropic comes with a 30-day happiness guarantee. So actually, start with that. If you don't get on with it, stop it over. They're really chilled about it. And then you've got your velvet cushion sponge. I did a makeup lesson with some ladies recently, and they were like, oh my god, it's amazing. This was specially formulated for the foundation. So any people at home who are like, oh, I've got sponges at home, you know, and things like that, this was especially made for this guy to work at its best. Just bear that in mind. And again, if you get the sponge and you go, I'm not so sure, you can just refund things. So it's a really good kind of like, just try it out, see how you get on. But it's amazing, it's lush, and it's really, really nice. And I use it all the time. I kind of use the foundation, I'll turn it over to blend in other bits of my face. It's really, really nice. And you also get the powder brush as well. The powder brush is kind of a multi-use. You can set your powder with it, set your makeup with it. You can also use it for your blusher and your bronzer as well. Really lovely brush. So I prep my skin. So what you're going to do in your makeup and your morning routine is you're going to do your skincare first. You're then going to let your skincare sit for like a few minutes. So I tend to come downstairs, I have a shower, I then come downstairs, I do my skincare, I then go back upstairs because we have an attic room and my beauty for everybody downstairs. Anyway, I go upstairs so I get changed, and then that allows my skincare enough time to sort of sink into my skin and kind of do what it needs to do. I then come back down and I will do my makeup, and then I carry it the rest of my day. So yeah, that's kind of how I do it. So I give my skincare a bit of time between application to put in my makeup on, and I find that gives it the best results. So I'm actually just going to start off with my CC cream. Now this isn't included in the set, but everyone who's used this loves it. It's amazing. So this is a CC cream. It goes on the skin like little white blobs, and you just sort of massage it in. And this is a very much a kind of my skin but better look. I put quite a lot on my under eyes as well. That's a really good hack that I tell everyone. Basically just put a lot on your under eyes. And it will really help with hydration. You don't want to get too much in, because if you wear contacts like me, you don't want your contacts to like go a bit blurry. But it just really hydrates the skin and gives you a really good base for your makeup to go on top of. It's also SPF 50. It's got absolutely no silicones in it whatsoever. There's lots of other products around there that have silicones in them, and it's just a really, really beautiful product. Like, I don't know if you can see my skin. You know, my skin's pretty good, but it's still kind of like a bit uneven in tone. And then if I do here, even with the kind of blemishes I've got, how even my skin tone is now, like it just completely changes the game from there to like there. And my under eyes as well, can you see there? Like if I look this bit here, I have got a cold, so my under eyes are worse than they are normally, which this is a really good example of this. you can see the sort of dark parts here. And then can you see how that's just completely lifted that area? Like, what a product. It's so good. And I always do the half face because I think it's, if you do the whole face, you kind of go, oh yeah. And it's only when you can kind of compare it that you go, oh my God, this is an amazing product. It's so good. A little goes a long way. But I always say to people, put a bit extra on. I feel like that's one of my hacks with this product, is to put more on than you think you would normally use. And actually you can always say, oh, tomorrow I'll use less, but put a little bit more on than you would normally use, because it actually just gives you that extra bit of glow, extra bit of hydration, extra bit of boost. If you haven't slept, your skin's 20 to 30% less hydrated than if you had a good night's sleep. Now, if you're a mum like me, or if you're a busy lady, like busy at work and things like that, or if you're getting married, to do a lot of brides, then you're going to find that you're probably haven't slept as well. So this product is incredible. All my brides, by the way, I do use this on my professional makeup. But anyway, you're going to find you haven't slept as well. So adding in that extra product, extra hydration is going to be so important. And it's going to make the change, kind of make or break your makeup between looking okay to, wow, that's got an amazing glow. So yeah, always put a little bit more on. You can always say, oh, tomorrow I'll put less on, that was a bit too much. But actually, best case scenario, you get, oh yeah, that was great, I loved that. So do it that way. Anyway, next up, you're going to use your Liquid Radiance foundation. So you're just going to pump this in the back of the hand. By the way, if you want any colour matches to anything that I have used tonight or in general, again, just drop me a message saying makeup, and I will match you. Drop me a message saying CC, and I will do a colour match for you. I'll basically either match you to your skin, or what some ladies like to do if they don't wear much makeup, sometimes they shade up and then you get a bit of a glow, but you'll need me to kind of guide you through that a little bit. Anyway, message me and I'll guide you through the whole stuff. Anyway, so I've got a bit of foundation. I tend to pump it in the back of my hand. I use my hand a lot as my palette. I want to make sure you've got clean hands first. And then I dip my finger in, and I'm just going to sort of dab it across my face. And the reason I do this is just to make sure you've got even coverage. Like if you dip your sponge in and start, you can have a lot here and a lot there and not much elsewhere. So I quite like doing it that way. And then you're just going to use your sponge and you're just going to dab it into your skin and sort of blend it in, blend up like that, blend around here and around there. And just keep like, if I did that slow-mo, you'd notice it's like this. So yeah. I'm just sort of dabbing it in. I don't like swiping. It just moves the product from one place to the other. I like to dab it in. It gives it a really good blend. You'll notice that I'm kind of doing my under eyes, but I'm not coming like right up, because that's, you want your concealer to do the kind of the heavy lifting around your eyes and kind of do its magic. You don't want your foundation there. The reason is because your under eyes are a lot thinner in terms of their skin, so they need a kind of specific product for your under eyes, but like we use our eye creams, they need a specific product, and you're going to find that your foundation is a bit too heavy on your under eyes, a bit like your moisturiser a bit too heavy on your under eyes. You're going to find that your foundation is a bit too heavy and it's going to sit in sort of fine lines. It's going to bring your eyes down. It's just not going to lift your under eyes. You might have seen I spat there, got just excited. Then what I'm going to do with my foundation is I'm just going to, whatever's left on my sponge, I'm not going to apply any extra, but whatever's left on my sponge, I'm just going to go down and just sort of blend it in, just make sure I've got that sort of seamless finish. I don't want to put loads on here, but in reality, if we don't put anything down here, around here, sometimes you can find your skin, I don't know what your skin's like, but I've definitely found that my skin's more mottled around here. Like as I got a little bit older, it's not as even in complexion. And so suddenly I've got this even face and then like nothing here. And if you watch sometimes some programs, you know, when people are quite made up and things like that, sometimes you'll notice they've got the sort of the face here and then nothing here. And it can look very, oh my God, they're so made up. Whereas actually if they had just a little bit here, it just all blends in seamlessly. So don't be afraid to put a little bit of kind of makeup there, and just blend it in and see how you go. And then I'm just going to put in, I've just had a little bit more on my, I nearly said paw then, on my hand there. And I'm just going to kind of just dab that around like that. And that's your foundation done. You can put more on if you want to. If you want to go in and do an extra layer at this point, you can. Again, I always say to people, just play around with it. Do a day where you do 2 layers on this side and 1 layer on that side. I promise you, if you go out and about, people will not notice. But have a play and see which one you prefer. Which one do you prefer at the start of the day? Which one do you prefer at the end? People always say to me that I'm good at makeup. I just play around. I do different techniques. I do the 1/2, 1/2. One day I sort of set in one way, set in the other way. I see how I like it and then I move on. So yeah, just have a play around with your makeup and see what you like. Anyway, that's the foundation. It's super easy. I'm then going to move on to the concealer that comes with the set. Now, the concealer I'm using is the Undercover concealer. This one has got like a kind of a thicker application. It's not super thick, it's not horrible, as in like heavy, but it's really, really nice coverage. Now, if you're using the CC cream, I would say definitely go for the Undercover. If you're not using the CC cream and you're worried about fine lines and wrinkles, then I would go for the Illuma concealer. If you're using the CC cream, you have got the choice, go for the Undercover, but if you're super worried still about fine lines and wrinkles, you can always start with the Illuma. So yeah, that's kind of the guide. I pretty much find that if you've got the CC cream on, it adds enough hydration that you can get away if you are prone to fine lines and wrinkles. You can get away with the Undercover, meaning you've got that bit of extra coverage. And the CC cream helps to prevent it sort of sitting in the lines and wrinkles because it's hydration. But some ladies are like, I'm really worried about them, I might just go for the Illuma. But just message me saying concealer and I will guide you down which one to go for. But that's kind of the rules that I tend to give. Anyway, so how I'm going to apply this is I'm going to get my little stick. And this is my one, by the way. This isn't the one I've used in my kit. So if you ever come to a kind of a lesson with me, you'll notice that I kind of do it in a slightly different way with a little pot and a squeezy just to make it kind of hygiene reasons. But when it's your stick, you can apply it on your face. Anyway, and apply it like this, and you can just use your finger. Again, at this point, I will show you with the sponge as well, so you can use your finger. And the reason I use my finger just to start with is that I think it kind of adds a nice bit of nice placement. I'm using my ring finger. You've got less pressure with that finger, so you're not kind of a bit like kind of I say, but not spreading the foundation round. You've got less pressure, so it's actually sorry, I can't speak and do it at the same time. You've got less pressure with that finger, so it's kind of blending it as opposed to just moving it around. Yeah, so anyway, and so I'll get it like that, and then I will just get my sponge, and I'm gonna just do that. At this point, I'm just gonna look in the mirror I've got next to me, just so I get a good blend, because nobody should ever just apply their makeup into their phone. And then I'm just gonna dab it in like that, and then just blend it at the top. So I've just done that. So I've got the first bit of product on with my finger, and then I've just blended it in with that. And this, by the way I sort of blended it in, it's sort of, in terms of sort of how pressure, I guess, you don't want to be doing this because you're going to basically take a lot of the product off. It's quite a kind of a light kind of dab just to sort of blend it in because you want the majority of the product to stay there. Now, can you see how stunning that is? Like, obviously the CC we saw in the first eye, that made a huge improvement in terms of the under eye coverage. I've obviously now put the CC under there, so that was better than it was before. But then just look at that difference that has given me in terms of the under eye by using that concealer. Stunning. Love that concealer. I tend to find as well it doesn't sit in my eyes, fine lines. I used to have awful problems with products. I found one as soon as I went 35 plus, and now I'm sort of close to 40, or closer to 40 I should say. Then I found that it's actually yeah, it just got worse in terms of products sitting in there. But I tell you what, using the CC first, game changer in terms of products sitting in fine lines. Anyway, so yeah, so that's that one. And then I just go on to do the other side. Again, a bit here and a bit here. The reason I sort of start low, which is why a lot of people ask me this, why aren't you putting it up? I was like, I don't know, you don't want all your product to just sit under here. You want it to go down and blend up. You don't want just like a chunk of product just sat underneath your eye. You want to do this. And actually doing this, you also want the illusion of lifted eyes. You don't want it just to cover that area. It's a bit like if you cover a spot and you put concealer like on the point there, because I have got a spot there. You put concealer on the spot. Now if you just put it there, the spot's gone. But actually if you don't blend around, then what you find is that it just looks like you've got concealer on a spot. Whereas actually if I put it on a spot, I will actually demo this. I'm putting concealer on a spot, I put more on I need. I then blend it like around the area, like so much more than the spot is there. And then what I do is I don't actually blend on the spot. I blend around the spot. So I've completely covered that now. And that's kind of what we're doing with our eyes. We're kind of blending and lifting the area around it. We're not just, I'm just going to get my other finger in there, just because I feel like I should have wiped that finger between the two. I've got a bit too much product on there. But yeah, we want to kind of blend it around it, give the illusion of a lifted eye area, not just concealer under here, because else it just looks like you've got just concealer under there. Anyway, so I'm just going to put this here. And by the way, if you have got the other kit in terms of the Beauty Booster foundation and the mineral powder, you're going to do pretty much exactly the same with the foundation. Just apply it. You then got your mineral powder you're going to swirl and put on in between, and then the rest of the steps are the same. So it's pretty much the same. But again, just message me and I can guide you as well with that. Anyways, I'm just blending in. And so that's another tip where you saw me kind of switch my finger. If you ever feel like you've got too much product, you're like, just wipe it in between, or just switch your finger. I know I said ring the fingers best, but just switch it to a finger that hasn't got too much product on, and then you can help blend it in. And then again, just around the outside, very light, kind of dabbing. Again, I'm just going to check in my mirror here, because do not rely on the phone. And again, I'm just going to sweep it across my eyelid. Just whatever's left of my finger, actually, I'm just going to get there. Because doing your eyelids makes a huge difference. Most people's eyelids are a little bit kind of purpley and things like that. So I'm just going to get that. And just actually what I've got there, just blend it in on my nose and stuff like that. So there we go. So that is beautifully lifted eyes. At this point, you can go on and put any kind of blush and bronze on and stuff like that you want to. But I'm just showing you the set tonight, so I'm going to go straight in and do my powder at this point. Your powder is normally your last steps, whatever you've done everything, and then powder last. So I'm going to get my brush in, and I'm going to use it. You'll see this brush is a bit like this, and it's kind of domed down and out. So you kind of want to get the side of it in your pot and kind of dab it in the side. Don't do that basically, because what you'll do is you'll do that, you'll pick up your product, you'll do that on your face, and it'll go pfft, and then where the foundation's on your face, it can kind of create these little like marks on your face. So you want to use the side of your brush. So you get your product in there, pick up some, and then I just tap it off and give it a shake. I don't want too much. I can go back in and add more of this. It's really hard to take it away. And then the side I just dabbed on, which side was it? That side. I'm then going to start about here, and then I'm going to look up as I do my under eye. I'm going to do that around, and then I'm going to do it on the forehead, and then I'll repeat on the other side. The reason I don't do all my face, if you have got really oily skin, again, you can try doing it all over. Try what I said before. One day do it all over, and then the other day just do the bit that I've showed you. And not even the other day, the same day, do half your face with lots of powder, and the other half just do a little bit like that. The reason I say that is because you don't want to get rid of your kind of glow around here. A lot of people talk to me and they say, oh, your skin's so glowing and things like that. And we love looking at glowing skin on others, but when it comes to ourselves, we kind of feel that we should have matte skin. But actually, it's really beautiful. It's a sign of youth. It's very popular, it's very on trend right now. So yeah, definitely kind of give that a go. And I'm just going to do the other side, starting there, looking up with my eye, around here like this. And if you want to, you can. There's no reason why you can't do that. And you'll see, if I do that really slowly, you can see I'm just dabbing. I'm not doing swipes. I don't want to move my product. I want it to kind of stay there. Anyway, so that is the powder. Really stunning. Love the powder. It's going to really mattify your makeup. It's got hyaluronic acid in it, so it's actually going to hydrate your skin at the same time. It's going to make your makeup last for ages. It's got skin loving ingredients in there as well, so it's not going to kind of clog your pores or anything like that. And you can just really see that it's kind of really mattified my makeup, and it's just really set it. Setting your makeup is something not enough people do. A lot of people just buy a foundation and they just put it on and they leave the foundation and go, there we go. But if you really want that kind of almost finished, polished, kind of professional makeup look, you need to set it. You have to set it with a powder. A spray on its own will not be enough. Having said that, I'm going to move on to a spray. So once you've set your makeup with your powder, and that's the other thing about powder, actually, it will minimize pores and it blurs imperfections, which is why it gives you this flawless look. But if you put that on and you think, I still want my glow, you don't want to get rid of the powder, because you still want your under eye set. You don't want, and some people talk to me about kind of mascara transferring. If you don't set your under eyes, your mascara is highly likely to transfer, unless it's got some really horrible chemicals in it, which makes it really stick. And then you've got to be like, oh, what's in my mascara? I mean, arguably if we're going to an event, maybe we want that, but yeah, anyway, you don't necessarily want it every day, so we really want to be setting our under eyes, because that's going to help to stop transfer dropping at the bottom. But if you kind of don't want the kind of mattified kind of look, you want more glow, then a setting spray after your powder is where you want to go. So with this one's Lush, it's so hydrating. So I had another setting spray from a different brand, which is like super like the famous makeup artist company. Anyway, and it's like the setting spray that all like bridal makeup artists use. And I used that one, and I still, you know, for brides, because there's a place where you want the set. But I used it for every day, and oh my god, my skin dried out something horrific, and I was like, ooh, and my eyes just looked so dry. And it wasn't just what we using it was like it dried my skin out basically, and I was like, oh, I don't want to be using this long term. So this is my dream. So before I used this, I actually used to use the Tropic morning mist and spray that on for like hydration, but this I would say is in between a kind of a setting powder, a setting spray, and like a finishing mist. Now finishing mist is like the morning mist, it kind of adds hydration and glow. It merges our powder particles together and makes them look all dewy. They still have their effect, but they look all dewy, whereas a setting spray is going to set your makeup, so it actually stays. Now I love a combination of both, because I've never loved just the setting spray, because first of all, the top setting sprays, the top ones, dry your skin out. They're horrendous for your skin. What's the point if my makeup's set, but my skin looks like it's about to drop off because it's so dry? The flip side of that as well is your face moves. Like, if you can see when I'm talking, my face moves. And actually, sometimes I might in the day kind of have a little eye, oh, like a cry, like not like a sad cry, just like a, you know, maybe we do, maybe we have a sad cry, or maybe we're laughing, or whatever else you want to dab that. But if your makeup's like, I'm stuck, then actually when it comes to like trying to get rid of that, you've just got this line there and you can't blend the product in. So I actually like something that does a bit of both, that kind of like works with like a finishing spray and merges everything together, makes your skin look dewy and hydrated. I love the set, but I also love the ability, especially if like a bride, you're going to an event, you have a cry, if you wipe your face, something happens, you can actually just sort of blend it in, and you've got flexibility with your makeup. I think that's so important, and this really delivers, and it has such a good like longevity-ness to it. It lasts ages. If I'm going to an event, then I will just wear this one because I want the hydration, I don't want my dry skin, and actually this one, and then my makeup will actually just last. And people are like, oh, your makeup still looks good at however many hours in, and I'm like, with this. But it's the combination of this powder and this. You have to use both if you want the set and the dew and the minimised pores. Anyway, so you put this on, and you don't do it close because it's gonna annoy your face. I kind of do it far back and with like an extended arm. Do a good amount on. And then if you've got a fan, an oversized Tropic one, no, you don't have to have an oversized Tropic. Fan it down. But you can get those ones that look little handheld, like whizzy zzz ones, and you can get those from like Amazon or wherever else, and they're quite fun as well if you're if you're like me and you're sort of getting a bit older and you're like, oh, having a tropical moment, then yeah, you might want it. They might find those very, very useful. Anyway, but the reason we do that is because you kind of want to make your makeup kind of like a little bit damp, because it kind of is going to merge, like I said, merge the particles together. It's going to add in the hydration. It's going to add the set. You want a decent amount of product to add the set. But what you don't want is any kind of like drips and things. You want it to set, you will then want to dry that set quickly. So the fan is what works. And the fan is actually, the fan is a massive game changer in terms of just kind of that flawless finish. You probably can see my skin looks like it's got the set, pores are minimised, but yeah, it looks quite flawless, but it's still got that dewy glow, and that's because of the combination. So yeah, anyway, that is the set. It's an amazing set. If you want to, these ones here, with the foundation, if you start with the Illuma one, that's the one that if you're worried about fine lines, the soft focus powder, the velvet cushion, and the sponge, all of that is just £80. It's worth £30 more, so you've got a £30 saving on top of that, and it's going to last you forever, because to get that coverage on my skin I used like literally like 1 pump of that, so this is going to last you ages. People always ask me about dates. It's got a really good date on it, so this one is December 26th. So even though all Tropic products are all kind of like natural, organic, toxin free, they haven't got the preservatives in them, people always worry about the dates, but yeah, they have really good dates on them. So this one's gonna last for 8, and that's not like I've just bought this one. I've had it for a little while and it's still got until next year on it. So yeah, so that set is going to last you a very long time. If you're looking at the CC cream, it's £32, SPF 50 in it. Lush complexion, really nice, like my skin but better. And if you're looking at getting the finishing touch spray, I believe that's £34. I say that because it's like 30. So he always confuses me because I know he's 32 and I'm like, oh, 34. But yeah, anyway, but he's well priced. But yeah, again, it's going to last you a really long time because you're just going to every now and then. You're not going to use it much. I always say about things lasting a long time, I think, because people look at kind of things with price points and stuff, and I think that's a real key, the fact that actually something's going to last you 12 months, then yeah. It just, yeah, I hope that helps anyway. As always, if you want any tips, just drop me a message, say makeup, or just say hello, just drop me a message, and I will help colour match you. I will help any skin plans. I will help guide you through your skin and makeup journey, and I help guide you through so you look in the mirror and go, yay, I love my skin, and that you say, yes, my products also help in my skin. Anyway, I'm going to head off now. Message me anytime for any tips and advice, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.